In this video, I'm going to teach you some Affinity Designer basics. Let's go. Thanks for joining me on this video. My name is Juna with Detour Shirts, the channel all about helping you design and sell t-shirts online. In this video, I'm going to talk about some Affinity Designer basics. If you don't know what Affinity Designer is, it's an application a lot like Adobe Illustrator. If you've seen any of my design videos, you know that I design in Affinity Designer. And I did a poll recently on my YouTube channel if you guys wanted to learn about Affinity Designer, and a lot of you said yes you do. So here's the video for you guys. This one's just going to be basics Affinity Designer. I'm going to go into more detail in some other ones, but this will be part one of an ongoing series. Not sure how many I would need in this series, but I'm going to go through a lot of the basics, the tools on the left hand side. So I'm trying to go through all of those so you can see how those are being used. So you're going to want to stay to the end so that you can see all the different tools that I'm going to show in this video, as well as another edition of trend credits. So let's get into this. So if you click the link in my description, I have a link to Affinity Designer in my description. You'll get to a website like this or something like this, depending on when you're watching this video. So this is the Affinity website. You can see here affinity.serif.com. We're talking about Affinity Designer, but they also have other applications. So Affinity Photo, which is a lot like Adobe Photoshop, Affinity Designer, which is a lot like Illustrator, Adobe Illustrator, and Affinity Publisher, which is a lot like Adobe InDesign. And you can go to their store here, and they have an iPad version as well. So right now it's 50% off. So if you're watching this video right when I release it, it is still 50% off. And you can see these are some of the things that it does. It's just some really cool designs. You can see here, this is a kind of a high-end application. It can do a lot of things. So you can get really complex here, like build cars, you can see here. So, and just nice artwork with the shading and the brushes. So you can do vector only, raster and vector. So let's look, that's vector right here, you can see. And vector and raster, which is the shading and stuff. It's raster is what is photo pixels, you know, those kind of things. So, and you can use both of that. It's just a really powerful tool to have. And you can see here, this person's using it for apparel, for shirts like that. And that's what I use it for. And just beautiful, beautiful stuff you can do with it. So just wanted to show you that. This Affinity Designer app is super powerful and can do anything you need for t-shirts. As well as other things, not just for t-shirts, just art projects in general. So you can see that here. So you can save in all of these. You can scroll down. Right now, it is only $24.99. Are you crazy? I bought mine at $50. So now is a great time to buy it. I'm not sponsored by this at all anyway. I don't think there is any sponsorship deals or anything. If there is, Affinity people, let me know. I'd love to do it, but I'm not sponsored at all. You can do it on Windows, Mac, or iPad. iPad is a separate thing. So just because you download the desktop version doesn't mean you get the iPad version. iPad version is pretty cool too. I don't have an iPad version, but I've seen it in stores and stuff like that. So good deals right now. So anyway, that is Affinity Designer. Let's open up the application and I'll show you some of the tools in there. I'm not going to have time to go over everything, but I'm going to go over a lot of things. So let's open up the app right now. So this is what it's going to look like when it opens up. It may take a little while for yours to open up, depending on what machine you have, Mac or PC, and how fast it is. This app is pretty heavy, so it may take just a little while to open up. You'll see right here, I'm using Mac, so you can see right here the Apple. And this is what you need to see right here. You're going to use some of these as well as these tools down here. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go to File and New. You can also hit Apple N right here, or I believe on PC it's Command M. So just do that. And it's going to ask you what size you need. I'm going to bring this over here. So you can have some presets. They have their own, so print if you're going to do a paper size, press ready, photo size. All these things are preset sizes of your artboard. If you want to do your own presets, you can do that as well. I'm going to make mine 4500 by 5400 at 300 pixels. And the units I'm going to use is pixels right here. And you can see right there. And then there's going to be, I'm getting it hidden right here, but there's a create right here. You can click that and it's going to create that artboard at that size. So let's do that. Hit create, and you can see right here, this is your artboard. So let's go down the tools right here, and I'm going to talk about each one by one. So the first one is this move tool, or V is the shortcut. You can see the shortcut right there, V. And what the move tool does is just move things around. So if I had a square here and I wanted to move it, I can pick it up with this black arrow, the move tool. So anything I need, if I had a couple of objects here, clicking this, I can move that one, or click this one, or click that one. That's basically what that does. The black arrow or the move tool is to click on something and then move it. So very basic. I'm gonna delete these. The next tool down here is called the Artboard Tool. So by clicking on that, you can see it's changed it to say artboard. You have options as insert artboard or the size that you want, some preset sizes right here. So I'm gonna just hit insert artboard first. And you can see here now, this is the first artboard that we did, the one at the very beginning. And you can see the size here is 4500 by 5400. If I wanted to make another artboard, because I'm using the Artboard tool, I can just draw it here like this. And whatever size you need it to be, you can click on this as well. So if you wanted to make this second artboard a different size, let's say the Merch by Amazon hoodie size, then it's 4050 here, right? So then you could label these t-shirt and hoodie. And the way you do that is go to your layers palette here. And the first one, you can just double click on it and say t-shirt size or whatever you want to call it. And then you can do this hoodie size. And then always have this file or save this as a preset and you're good to go. So you can always have this size, the Merch by Amazon t-shirt size, and your hoodie size right here. And then you could also make other artboards, you know, for the phone case or the pop socket or the pillows. So you can have a whole set of artboards right here just on one page, so you don't have to do multiple ones. And just bring it in and size it, each one here. So this could be like your page for sizing, and just hold it all there. All right, so that's Artboard. That's the Artboard tool. The next tool is this one, the white arrow or the node tool. And there's two different things on here. When you see an arrow at the bottom of the tool, some of them have it. This one has it, and this one has it right here, and this one. So there's three of the tools that have extra tools in them, kind of embedded. So this node tool has a node tool and point transformation tool. So let's do the node tool first. So this one, you can pick points off of an object here. So I'm doing that and moving the points, whereas the black one would only pick the whole thing. If you want to pick individual points on an object, then you would use the white arrow or the node tool. See how that works here? So that's node tool. And point transformation tool, I don't use it a lot, but what you can do is transform an object by moving the point. So it would grow depending where this is. So you can see here, I'm going to put this down here and then grab this point and then just drag. So you can see how it's transforming the object from a specific point. So I'm going to move it from here or move it from here. So you can see how that grows like that. And that does some other stuff. So I don't use that much because I can just size it by doing this pretty much. So that works too. So next tool is called the corner tool. So let me draw a square here. Doesn't have to be a perfect square. I'm going to zoom in so you can see what I'm talking about and make a black outline. All right, so here's my square. I'm going to use this corner tool and click on one of these corners, and you can see it's only doing the corner, and I can make this corner rounded or some of these other corner types. Rounded, there's this flat, there's this inverse rounded, and then there's this inverse corner. So you can see it does a bunch of those things, and you can move it bigger or smaller with this tool. You can also change the radius with this, so that kind of does it, but only a little bit. This does it a little better right here. And you can control the thickness right here at the top of your line. So that's nice. You can control a lot of things in the shape just right here. So the fill, you can pick the color. The stroke, which is the line outside of it, you can pick the color. So, and then the thickness, you could even make it a dotted line or different things like that, or not have one. And then you could bake the corner. So what baking the corner means is it won't have the ability to do that. So if you like right when you're done with that and you think you're good, you can hit bake and you can see it now. It makes it point, so it doesn't have that round thing again. And you can do this with different corners, so you don't have to make it the same for each corner. So this corner could be, you know, this inverse round thing right here if you wanted to, and then bake that one, and now it's points. Now you can use the node tool to move these points, right? So that's all that the corner radius, that's all the corner tool does. I don't use it that much. Only if I needed rounded corners or other kinds of corners in my design, then I would use that. So the next tool here is my favorite. It is the pen tool. I use this the most. So the pen tool is really neat. This is where I draw and trace things. So the first thing you're going to want to learn how to do is use this pen tool. So you can click and make straight lines, or you can click and make curved lines by just moving this around, holding down and dragging. So I'm holding my mouse down and dragging this around. This is called a Bezier curve. So you can see here, this is all mathematics. And with this tool, you can, as the further you pull it, you can see it make that, or the less you pull it, it makes a less curved shape. And then you can, of course, move the curve around like that. So it takes getting some used to drawing, but you know, you could even make a circle if you're really good, or I'm not saying I'm really good at making the circle, but you can see you could do that and then move things around like this. So this would be really good to practice with the pen tool. So what I like to do is draw something on paper with a pencil and then bring it in here, scan it, and then trace over it with the pen tool. So that's really powerful. And then there's some tools here with the pen tool, of course, that you can make all these different things. Not going to go into this, but one of the things that I use is this corner one, so you can make sure that it has a curve. So if I come in here and click this convert to curves, you can see now I have these Bezier handles, these handles to make it more curvy. And if I want to take away that, I can make it a corner again by clicking up here. So that is the pen tool. So next is the pencil tool. So kind of different. The pencil tool is more about holding down and dragging. So I'm holding down my mouse and then I'm just dragging. And then when you lift up, then it makes those points in there. So this one's a little harder for me, but some people have that steady hand. It's kind of like drawing with a bar of soap. It would be nice if you have the iPad with the pencil. That works really well, but just drawing it with a mouse, you kind of get, you know, it's not that great. I mean, it's kind of good, but it's still kind of hard to draw. So pencil tool, and then let go, and it makes it into points. And so if those points aren't the right place, you can, you know, move them around like this and make it more curvy, or just delete the point and have it that. So that is pencil tool. The next tool under the pencil tool is a lot like it. It's called the brush tool, or vector brush tool. So let me show you that one. It's the same kind of thing, except this one is connected to a brush. So you'll have a brush tab here, And you can convert these things into brushes now. So you can see how that changes it into all these. It's like different types of brushes. Let me show you some of the other ones that comes with it. Ink. So you can see, I guess you don't see that different. Let's do a different one. Oh, acrylics is pretty cool. So you can see here. So it's still those points. So you can still move these points, but it is a brush shape. So it comes with it. So if you need to give your designs that kind of brushed look, and then you can change it too. So if you want to change the brush to something else, you could do that. Watercolors, you can do that. So just this nice kind of brush stroke as if you were painting. So I don't use this a lot, but this one's really powerful if you want to give your design some of that extra look. This tool is really powerful to make your design look like if it was painted. So that is the vector brush tool. So I'm going to stop right there. We got about halfway through these tools. There's still a lot more to do. I'm going to put that in another video so that you can see how to use those other ones. Let me know in the comments which tool of these that we learned today is your favorite. I love the pen tool, but maybe you might like the brush tool or some of the other tools. Let me know that in the comments. And thanks so much for staying all the way to the end, and your reward is another edition of Trend Credits. Thanks for staying all the way to the end. Here is your trend. Just pretend I'm not here. So you can see some of these are higher BSRs, but there's some other ones that are lower, 725 here, 126. So on Merch Informer, it's getting an A. Remember, I have a link in the description for Merch Informer if you don't have it. A lot of other things you can do here as well if you don't want to use this trend. You can see here, I'm just here for the snacks, for the raid, for the wings, So think of different things. You can say, I'm just here for the blank, for the game, for the food, for the whatever. So those are a couple of different trend ideas, especially because, Super Bowl is coming up and those kind of party things are coming up, maybe holidays, gatherings. You can use that kind of t-shirt. It would be it could be a funny t-shirt for those kinds of things. So your trend is just pretend I'm not here, but think of other ways you can do this. Of course, don't copy what's already here. Make your own. In phrase and design, if you want to use this phrase, make sure your design is different. If you don't want to use this phrase, use a different phrase along this topic, along this niche. So that is it for this video. And don't forget to like and subscribe. If this video gave you some value, give it a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed already, hit that subscribe button. Thanks so much for staying till the end and watching this video. And as always, keep creating and keep learning. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.